welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm making a birthday card with a polar bear. So I'm stamping inside a message that says, wishing you the very best, and I'm also stamping a paw print. These are some stamps and a stamp pad I have from Stampin' Up! That are really old, but use whatever message you have, or you can write a handwritten message that goes with the card. Next, I cut out a banner from some paper using Fawn's banner die, and I'm using their coordinating stamps, the one that says happy birthday, and this is from their Wavy saying stamps. I like this set because it has a lot of everyday sayings on it. And I'm using distress ink. This allows you to do embossing, and you can use whatever color of ink you want, and that way you can use clear embossing powder. This is great so you don't have to have a lot of different colors of embossing powder. I sprinkle on the clear embossing powder, and then I use my Wagner heat tool to melt the embossing powder. Next, I use my blending tool to blend on some ink on the front of my card to make it look like a winter sky. So I'm using some darker blue colors. I'll put all the different products I'm using in the description below. I'll speed this part up really fast because it does take quite a while to get a good blend. I'm using a piece of scratch paper to hold the card because otherwise I get fingerprints on it. I use a Hillside border die from Fawn to cut out the top of my white sparkle paper, and this is called Pixie dust from Fawn, but it's white glitter paper, so whatever glitter paper you have will work. This will be the ice that the polar bear will sit on. My polar bear is going to be ice fishing because I'm sending this to my cousin's oldest son who loves to ice fish. He lives in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I'm going to cut out a little oval to be the hole he's dug out to go ice fishing. So I didn't have ovals, but this is a plate die from a teacup and saucer stamp set that I have, and I'll link that below. But any oval shape you have or circle will work. It's always great to look to see what you have instead of buying a special die or stamp for everything. Try to use what you have on hand. I used the same die to cut out some blue glitter paper from some scrap that we had left over from Christmas cards. And I'm going to use that to insert inside the ice so it looks like the water. I'm using my Tombow Mono liquid glue to glue down the ice, but you can use whatever adhesive that you have. I used Elizabeth Craft Designs polar bear die set to cut out the pieces to make the polar bear and the hat, and I also used Elizabeth Craft Designs from their camping accessories to cut out the fishing rod. I used Copic friendly paper, and I used my Copic markers. Those are alcohol markers, but you can color it any way you wish. Now I'm using some square foam dots to pop up my polar bear. I have another video where I do show how to put the polar bear together and how to color it, and you can check that video out. I'm just showing another way to use your polar bear because you want to get as much use out of your stamps and dies as possible. I just used my Scotch ATG gun to put double-sided tape on the back of my card panel, and then I'll put that on top of my actual card. Now I'm back to putting on my foam squares on the back of my polar bear. I decided it'd be easier to put the card base on first. I'm using one of my gray Copic markers to go around the side to put on some shadow, as if the polar bear is casting a shadow. And I'm thinking about the sun coming over from the right-hand side and shining so that his shadow would be on the left-hand side, because I think he'd be out there fishing in the morning. Next, I'm adding some snowflake stickers that are silver to the top to add a little bit more pizzazz and look a little bit more wintry. These are just some I had left over from a project I had when I went to a convention. So I'm not sure who made this, but I think it might be from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I also colored a fish and put on the hook, but I forgot to film that. So you'll see that in the final version of the card. I want to thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. That really helps my stats. And give it a thumbs up if you like the card. If you'd like to see how to put the polar bear together, check out my other video. I also have other videos showing how to do cats from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I'll be showing different ways to use those dies. Thank you. Have a great day.